I laughed, tossing my keys onto the counter. You didn't burn the toast this time. Lena smirked, brushing her hair behind her ear. I'm improving, obviously. Maybe I should start teaching you. I shook my head, grinning.
No way.
You'd just make me look bad, she laughed, the sound warm and familiar, filling the small apartment with its usual comfort. You're already bad enough. I leaned against the doorway, watching her. Even in sweatpants and a messy bun, she looked effortless. I thought about how lucky I was, about how everyone said we were perfect together. I had never believed in perfect, but with Len maybe I did. Are you sure you want to stay in tonight? She asked suddenly, glancing at her phone. I mean, we could go out. I don't mind. No, I like being here, I said. With you. My voice probably sounded too soft, but I didn't care. Her smile faltered for a fraction of a second, and my chest tightened. Maybe it was nothing. She always checked her phone, always had some excuse for being a little distracted. Everything okay? I asked. She waved me off. Yeah, just messages. You know? I nodded, trusting her, even though the pit in my stomach whispered otherwise. Later, as we settled on the couch with popcorn and a movie, I felt her phone buzz. She glanced at it quickly, then buried it in the cushions. Crazy day at work, she muttered, not meeting my eyes. I frowned but let it slide. Right? Crazy. I sipped my soda, trying not to overthink. We laughed at the movie, debated who was more ridiculous in certain scenes, and I felt that usual warmth, one that made me believe nothing could go wrong. After the credits rolled, she rested her head on my shoulder. I like this, she murmured. Just us. Quiet. Feels right. I kissed her hair. Yeah, feels perfect. My heart felt full, and for a moment, I ignored the tiny doubts that crept at the edges of my mind. Then came the muffled voices from the balcony. I froze, straining to hear. Lena's laugh, yes, that was hers, but there was another voice. Male low, familiar sounding. Are you sure this is a good idea? The voice asked. I felt my stomach twist. I shouldn't be listening. I told myself I was imagining it, that maybe it was a neighbor or a delivery guy. But Lena's laughter was unmistakable, warm, intimate, different from how she sounded with me. I swallowed hard. My first instinct was to confront her immediately, but I didn't. I sat back, forcing my mind to rationalize. You're overthinking, I whispered to myself. She's just talking to someone. Maybe a friend. Nothing more. She came back inside, smiling. You fell asleep? She teased, plopping next to me. Yeah, I guess I did, I lied. My chest felt tight, but I forced a laugh. The movie was good. She nudged me playfully. You're acting weird. Too quiet. I shook my head, masking the unease. Just tired, that's all. Long day at work? She leaned against me, humming softly. I closed my eyes, trying to focus on her warmth, trying to convince myself that nothing had happened on that balcony. But the words I overheard lingered in my mind. A voice, a laugh, a question that didn't belong. I let it go. For now, I chose trust. I had to. Because I loved her, and love was supposed to be enough. And for that night, in our tiny apartment filled with laughter, popcorn, and warmth, I believed it was. I noticed Lena's phone buzz again while we ate dinner. She glanced at it quickly, then shoved it under the table. Who's texting you so much? I asked casually, trying not to sound accusatory. Lena looked up, her smile a little too tight. Oh, just work stuff. Nothing important. Work, huh? I raised an eyebrow. You've been really busy lately. She shrugged, avoiding my gaze. Yeah, deadlines. You know how it is? I nodded, though a knot formed in my stomach. Sure just seems like you're always distracted these days. Am I? She asked lightly, but her eyes darted away. I wanted to drop it, but I couldn't shake the feeling. Something was off. Later I called Alex, my best friend, while walking back from the store. Hey, you busy? I asked. Not really. What's up? Alex replied, I don't know, Lena's been acting weird. Always on her phone, avoiding questions. I can't tell if I'm imagining it. Alex said thoughtfully. That sounds like a red flag. Are you overthinking it, or is there something there? I don't want to think there's something there, I admitted. I love her. I want to trust her. But I can't ignore it either. Listen, Alex said firmly. Trust your gut. If something feels off, pay attention. Don't let your feelings blind you. I know, I sighed. But I don't want to jump to conclusions. By the time I got home, Lena was sitting on the couch, scrolling through her phone. I cleared my throat. Busy day? She looked up, smiling faintly. Yeah, a little. Texting someone? No, just catching up on emails, she said. Her voice calm but a little too quick. I tried to read her expression, but it was guarded. You seem tense. Something bothering you? She shook her head. No, everything's fine. I forced a laugh. All right, if you say so. Still the doubt lingered, gnawing at me. I watched her for the rest of the evening, noticing every little gesture, the way her thumb hovered over the screen, the small smiles she gave at messages, the occasional quiet chuckle that wasn't for me. Later, when she went to the kitchen, I grabbed her phone from the couch. My hands shook slightly. I shouldn't, I muttered to myself. But curiosity won. Scrolling through, I saw nothing obvious. No texts. It's just emails and notifications. But then a photo caught my eye. Lena was hugging someone. A man, smiling. Too familiar. Too intimate, I froze. My heart hammered. I didn't know who he was, but the closeness in the photo made my stomach twist. When Lena returned, I shoved the phone back onto the couch, trying to act casual. What were you looking at just now? She asked. Nothing, I muttered. Just checking something. She tilted her head, suspicious. You sure? Yeah, I said quickly. Don't worry about it, she smiled. Oblivious sore, maybe pretending. Good. I hate when you get curious about nothing. I wanted to ask, to confront, to demand the truth, but my voice caught. I couldn't. Not yet. My mind raced. Was it serious? Was it just a friend? Could I trust her at all? Instead, I forced a smile. I trust you, I said softly, even though my heart was pounding. She leaned closer. Good, that means a lot. I nodded, feeling a wave of confusion. How could I feel this love while my gut screamed danger? All night, I kept replaying the photo in my mind, pretending I hadn't seen it. I told myself it was harmless. Maybe just a friend. Maybe a work thing. Anything but betrayal. But the unease stayed, gnawing at me quietly. I fell asleep with a tight chest, holding on to the illusion that nothing was wrong. And somewhere deep inside, a small voice whispered the truth I refused to acknowledge. I had just seen the first proof that my life with Lena might not be what I thought it was. I waited until we were alone in the apartment, my chest tight, my hands trembling. Lena, we need to talk, I said, my voice firmer than I felt. She looked up from her phone, raising an eyebrow. About what? I stepped closer. Don T played dumb. I saw the photo. Her eyes flickered, just for a second. Photo, she asked, trying to sound casual. The one with him. The man. Lena. Who is he? My voice cracked despite my effort to stay calm. She sighed, setting her phone down. I didn't think you'd notice. I guess you did. Did what? Lena, just tell me the truth, I demanded. Are you seeing someone else? She paused, biting her lip. It's complicated. Complicated. I shouted, my hands clenching. I trusted you. I love you. And it's complicated? I never meant to hurt you, she said softly, looking away. It wasn't serious. I don't even know why it happened. Not serious? I laughed bitterly, shaking my head. Not serious? You're in his arms, smiling like that, and it's not serious? It didn't mean anything. I swear, she said, her voice trembling. I felt my chest tighten, my stomach dropping. It didn't mean anything? Lena, do you realize what you just said? That means everything I believed in, everything we had, was a lie. She reached for my hand, but I stepped back. Don T touched me, I said. I need to hear this. All of it. Every word. We met a few months ago, she admitted, her eyes filling. I didn't plan for it to happen, okay? I made a mistake, but I still love you. Love me? I echoed, feeling laughter and tears fight for space in my chest. How can you say that? How do you reconcile lying to my face while being with someone else? I didn't know how to stop it, she whispered. I thought I could handle it. I thought I could fix everything before you found out. Fix everything. I shouted, my voice echoing in the empty room. You don't fix betrayal, Lena. You don't fix lies. You destroy trust. That's what you did. I know, she said quietly. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I turned away, pressing my hands to my face. Sorry doesn't cut it. Sorry doesn't bring back the nights I spent thinking we were happy. Sorry doesn't make the photo disappear. I never wanted to hurt you like this, she said, stepping closer. Please, try to understand. No. I don't want to understand, I said, my voice shaking. I trusted you with everything. And you shattered it. You shattered me. She froze, guilt written across her face. I didn't know I thought that thoughtless love, Lena, I said bitterly. The one you gave him while telling me I was the only one? How do you live with yourself? I can't, she admitted, tears falling. I regret it every day. I never wanted this. I love you. Please believe me. I laughed hollowly, turning to look at her. Love me? You think love is supposed to hurt like this? You think love is supposed to betray, lie, and destroy? I know I made a mistake. I know I can't take it back, she said softly. I sank onto the couch, burying my face in my hands. I can't believe you. I can't believe anything anymore. Every moment, every promise, was it all a lie? I still care about you, she cried. I still do. And that matters how? I snapped, my voice raw. I trusted you. I believed in us. And now, I don't even recognize you. She fell silent, the weight of her own guilt hanging in the room. I could hear her breathing, hear my own heartbreak echoing inside me. Why? I whispered almost to myself. Why would you do this to me? To us, I don't know, she cried. I don't know why I did it. I was weak. I made a terrible choice. I felt rage, disbelief, and grief all crashing at once. My world, the one I thought was so secure, collapsed. Lena's words, her lies, her tears, they all blended into a single, unbearable truth. I realized then I had lost her. I had lost us. And there was no coming back from this. I sat there, shaking, staring at her. And for the first time, I understood the emptiness of betrayal. I sat across from Lena at the kitchen table, my hands gripping the edge like it would anchor me. There's something else, isn't there? I asked cautiously. She looked down, fiddling with her bracelet. I need to tell you something. I swallowed hard, my stomach twisting. Just say it, please. Don't hide anything. Lena took a shaky breath. I'm pregnant. The words hit me like a punch to the gut. I blinked, my mind struggling to catch up. Pregnant, I whispered. She looked up, tears brimming. It's not yours. The world seemed to tilt. My chest burned, my throat tightened. Not mine? I repeated, my voice barely audible. How could you? I didn't plan it. I never meant for this to happen, she said quickly, reaching out, but I flinched. I didn't know how to tell you. Shook my head, nausea rising. You lied to me.
All of it?
Every word, every promise. My voice broke as memories of our happier moments flashed, our first date, late night talks, laughing on the balcony. All tainted now. I know it sounds terrible, she said softly, eyes pleading. I didn't want to hurt you. I hurt me? I cut in sharply. You didn't want to hurt me? Lena, you've destroyed everything. You've destroyed us. I love you, she whispered. I still love you? I laughed bitterly, shaking my head. Love doesn't do this. Love doesn't lie, cheat, or carry another man's child behind my back. I didn't mean for it to happen. It just did, she said, voice trembling. I thought I could fix it before you found out.
Fix it?
I shouted, slamming my fists on the table. You can't fix betrayal. You can't fix lies. You can't fix the trust you've shattered. She flinched, but stayed, tears streaming down her cheeks. Please, please understand. I was weak. I made a mistake. I still want us. I still need you. I pressed my hands to my face, my chest tightening. Need me? You need me? You don't get it, Lena. I believed in us. I believed in you. And now what do I have? Nothing. Nothing but your lies. I know, she whispered, almost breaking. I'm sorry. I'll do anything to make it right. I shook my head, backing away. You can't make this right. Nothing you do can undo what's been done. Memories of our laughter and promises burning like acid in my chest. You'll hate me, she said softly, almost too quietly to hear. I don't just hate you, I said, voice trembling. I feel empty, betrayed, sick, angry, all at once. I never wanted this for us, she said, desperate now. Please don't leave me. Don't I? I need to think, I said, voice hollow. I stood abruptly, my chair scraping against the floor. I can't not like this. Not after everything. Lena's hands trembled as she reached for mine, but I recoiled. I can't. I need space. I need to process this before I can even look at you again. I understand, she whispered. I'll wait. I left the apartment, the cool night air hitting me, but it did nothing to ease the chaos inside. My chest burned, my stomach churned. I wanted to scream, to run, to disappear. Every memory, every touch, every word she ever said to me now felt like poison. I walked alone, avoiding my phone, my friends, everyone. I needed to be alone with this truth, to face the betrayal that had appended my life. And yet, despite the pain, a small part of me hardened. I could feel it, my resolve forming amid the grief. I wouldn't let this destroy me. Not completely. Not yet. I sat on a park bench. The city lights blurred around me and whispered to myself, I'll survive this. I have to. For the first time since the truth hit me, I felt a flicker of clarity beneath the rage and nausea. I couldn't control what had happened, but I could control how I responded, and I would. Somehow. I hadn't heard from Lena in days, and honestly, I didn't want to. My phone sat silent on the table as I stretched out on the couch. I can do this, I muttered to myself. I have to. Alex called just then. Hey, you alive? He asked, voice light but concerned. Barely, I admitted, rubbing my eyes. It's been rough. You don't say, Alex said dryly. I know you're dealing with her, but you need to get out. Ow! Seriously. I don't know if I can, I said, shaking my head. Everything feels wrong. Empty. You can. Trust me. Start small. Come over. Play some games. Talk. Distract yourself a bit, he suggested. Yeah, maybe, I muttered. I didn't feel like leaving the apartment, but I knew he was right. Isolation was eating me alive. When I got to his place, he greeted me with a grin. Finally. Thought you'd turn into a ghost. I'm here, I said, forcing a smile. Barely. We played, we talked, and I felt some of the tension leave me. I can't believe she did this, I said quietly. Pregnant, not mine, all those lies. I know, man, Alex said, nodding. But the point is, you're still you. You can't let her destroy that. You have to fight back. Emotionally, mentally. Start taking control. I don't even know where to start, I admitted. Start with yourself. Your hobbies, your routines, the things that make you, you. That night, I dusted off my old guitar. Haven't played this in months, I muttered. My fingers felt clumsy at first, but then the music flowed, and for a moment, the betrayal faded. I remembered the nights Lena and I had spent laughing while I played. Those memories stung, but they also reminded me of what I had lost and what I could reclaim. The next day, I called Sarah, another friend. Hey, I know I've been distant, I said, but can we meet? Of course, she replied. I was worried about you. We met at a cafe. You look better than the last time I saw you, she said, smiling. but there's still something heavy. I'm trying, I admitted. It's hard, but I'm learning to focus on myself. And watching her struggles too. She's trying to keep everything hidden, but people are noticing. Sarah raised an eyebrow. Good karma, right? Yeah, something like that, I said, though the thought gave me a strange mix of relief and discomfort. I didn't want her pain to define me. But seeing the cracks in her perfect act satisfying in a quiet, distant way, I spent the next few days reconnecting with old routines. Mornings at the gym, afternoons writing, evenings with friends. Each small victory felt like reclaiming a piece of myself. One afternoon, Alex texted, "Did you hear? Lena's trying to cover something at work. People are talking." I read it and felt a flicker of not joy exactly, but validation. It wasn't my place to punish her, but life had a way of balancing things. I paused, thinking back to the good times we shared our first date. The little notes she left for me, late night drives under the stars. Each memory was now a reminder of betrayal, but also of resilience. I could survive this. I would survive this. Later, when I went for a walk, I ran into a neighbor, someone who had seen Lena acting suspiciously. "Hey," she said cautiously. "Is everything okay between you two?" I shrugged, keeping my distance emotionally. "We're figuring things out. People are talking," she said gently. "I just wanted you to know." "Not everyone is on our side," I nodded, a small smile forming. "Thanks for telling me. Means a lot." That night, I sat on my balcony, guitar beside me, replaying everything. I whispered to myself, I'm not letting this destroy me. Not her lies, not her betrayal, nothing. I'll rebuild. I'll be stronger. I realized that reclaiming my life wasn't about revenge. It wasn't about proving her wrong. It was about proving to myself that I could survive, that I could feel pain, heartbreak, and still move forward. The flicker of anger had dimmed slightly, replaced by clarity. I was no longer helpless. I had space, support, and determination. I would reclaim my identity, step by step, memory by memory, song by song. And while Lena struggled to hide the truth, to manipulate appearances, I finally understood something crucial. The power wasn't in her anymore. It was in me. I looked at my hands, feeling the calluses from guitar practice, the strength returning to my body. This is mine, my life, my choice, my control. For the first time in weeks, I felt a sense of quiet confidence. I could survive this, and maybe, one day, I'd even be happy again. I didn't answer Lena's first few calls. When her name popped up again, I let it ring. Finally, curiosity and anger tangled into a single, tense feeling, and I picked up. "Why are you ignoring me?" she asked, voice deceptively calm. "I'm not ignoring you," I said, keeping my tone steady. "I just need space. Space." Her laugh was light, teasing, like nothing serious had ever happened. "Come on, don't be dramatic. We can talk. We can fix this." "Fix this?" I echoed, disbelief in my voice. "You call lying, cheating, and carrying someone else's child fixable?" "I made a mistake," she said softly, "but I still care about us. Don't throw away what we have." "Not throwing anything away," I said, gripping the phone. "I'm just protecting myself." "Protecting yourself," she repeated, almost mocking. "Is that what you call it? You're punishing me instead of forgiving me. Don't you love me at all?" "I loved you," I said sharply. "I trusted you. And now, I'm learning how little that matters when the other person doesn't respect it." There was a pause. "You're overreacting," she said finally, voice softening. "I can make this right." "I can no," cut her off, my patience thinning. "No, Lena, you can't make this right. You can't undo the betrayal. And I refuse to be manipulated emotionally anymore." "I'm not manipulating you," she protested. "I just want us to be okay again." "Okay again?" I asked, voice low. "Do you understand what you've done? That what you did can't be erased by empty words or fake smiles?" "I didn't mean to hurt you," she cried, her voice cracking. I shook my head. "Intentions don't matter. Actions do. And your actions destroyed trust. Everything else is just noise." She was silent for a moment, then whispered, "Please don't shut me out. Don't walk away completely." I closed my eyes, taking a deep breath. "I'm not shutting you out completely. I'm just seeing you clearly for the first time. The person everyone sees, charming, fun, perfect isn't the person I know. The truth is out, and I won't let your charm trap me anymore." "You think everyone is against me now?" she asked, voice trembling. "People are there judging me." "I didn't think they'd notice." "They'd notice," I said quietly. "You can pretend to be perfect in public, Lena, but the cracks are showing. Friends are seeing what I saw. People aren't blind." Her silence spoke louder than words. "I don't know what to do," she admitted finally. "I thought I could handle it all without anyone knowing." "You couldn't," I said. "You can't hide betrayal forever. The more you try, the worse it becomes. And I'm not letting myself be a pawn in your game anymore." "I never wanted it to get this far," she said, desperation creeping into her voice. "And yet it did," I said, keeping my voice even but cold. "You pushed every boundary, every line. You think you can charm your way out of consequences, but you can't charm me anymore. And karma doesn't need my help to catch up with you." Her voice broke. You're cruel. How can you say that?" I exhaled slowly. "I'm not cruel. I'm awake. I see what you are, Lena, and I refuse to be used by you emotionally any longer." "You're being unfair," she shouted. "I made a mistake, yes, but I'm still trying. I still care about you." "Care isn't enough," I said firmly. "It doesn't undo betrayal. It doesn't erase lies. It doesn't make this any less real." She fell silent. The pause stretched on, filled with tension I welcomed. I felt my own anger mix with relief that I wasn't falling back into her trap. "I thought I could control things," she said finally, quieter now. "Keep appearances, keep everyone fooled, and still have you. But maybe I miscalculated." "You miscalculated?" I repeated, incredulous. "You miscalculated trusting me to stay blind to everything." "Yes," she admitted, voice small. Maybe I underestimated you." I leaned back, feeling a flicker of satisfaction, though I didn't smile. "It's not me you underestimated, Lena. It's reality. You can try to manipulate people with charm, with smiles, with half-truths, but the truth always comes out. You'll face the consequences whether I intervene or not." "Consequences," she repeated, almost fearful now. "Yes," I said simply. "Not mine to dole out, but inevitable. People see. Actions have weight, and your weight is finally catching up." There was a long pause. I could almost hear her scrambling, her mind racing, her public image slipping in her mind. That ripple of fear, that crack in her confidence, was something I hadn't expected to witness, but it didn't bring me joy. Only clarity. I don't know what to say," she whispered finally. "Then don't say anything," I replied. "Just know this. I'm done being a player in your games. You can act charming, pretend, manipulate, or lie. It won't affect me anymore. I've stepped out of your control." "I will try," she said weakly. "Good," I said. "Try, because I've already moved on, and nothing you do will pull me back into your lies." I hung up the phone, feeling the tension release slightly. Lena's games were exposed, and I could see her struggling in ways I never wanted to see, but couldn't ignore. I was free, finally. I first noticed the ripple the day we all met for coffee. Lena had texted last minute asking to join, smiling in the group chat like nothing had happened. I sat quietly sipping my drink, pretending I hadn't heard the whispers and sideways glances around the table. "Hey, Lena," someone said brightly. "We didn't expect you today." "I know," she replied, her voice smooth, practiced. "I just wanted to catch up with everyone." I watched her, every gesture calculated, every smile rehearsed. But the cracks were already appearing. "Lena, you said you were working late last week," Sarah said, her tone casual but sharp. "But Alex told me you were at that event downtown." Lena blinked, laughter a little too high-pitched. "Oh, that. I had to go after work. It was a quick thing. Nothing important." "All right," Alex muttered, exchanging a glance with me. His eyebrows rose. "Quick thing that lasted hours, huh?" Her smile faltered for a fraction of a second. It was just complicated. I felt a strange mixture of satisfaction and pity. I didn't feel triumph. I felt the calm clarity of truth revealing itself. Actions have consequences, Lena. You made your choices. Now the world is seeing them too. I just don't get it, Sarah continued. You always tell one story, but the timelines never match. Something feels off. People misunderstand sometimes, Lena replied, voice trembling slightly. I leaned back, letting the conversation unfold without me. I didn't need to speak. I had nothing to defend, nothing to manipulate, nothing to hide. Lena's web was unraveling, thread by thread. Lena, are you okay? Someone else asked, noticing her shifting in her seat. Yes, I'm fine, she said, a little too quickly. Forcing the words, I caught the subtle way her hand shook, the tension in her jaw. She was trying, desperately, to maintain control. But the cracks in her facade were now obvious to everyone. I could see their looks, the hesitant glances, the silent judgments. Later, when the group dispersed, Lena approached me. Can we talk? She asked, her voice softer now, almost pleading. I think everyone can see the truth, I said calmly. There's nothing left to talk about between us. Please, you don't understand. I can fix this, she said, desperation creeping in. Fix it, I echoed, voice steady. Lena, the only thing left for you is to face the consequences. You've done enough damage. What's happening now is natural. Karma, if you want to call it that. But it isn't mine to impose. It's yours to live with. Her lips trembled. I didn't think anyone would notice. I didn't think. You didn't think, and now you're seeing results, I said. Life has a way of balancing things. And you're experiencing that balance. I love you, she said quietly, almost breaking. I still care, I shook my head. That doesn't change anything. Feelings don't erase truth. Lies don't disappear because of love. You have to live with what you've done. And I have to live with moving forward. I left the cafe without another word. Outside, I breathed deeply. I felt no malice toward her, only clarity. I wasn't cruel. I was free. Observing her unraveling was not about vengeance, it was about seeing justice unfold naturally. Over the next few days, I saw small confirmations everywhere. Mutual friends confronted her gently about inconsistencies. Colleagues whispered, noticed her excuses, and questioned timelines. Social media posts conflicted with her stories. Her image of perfection, so carefully crafted, was now fractured, exposed. One evening, Alex texted me. She's trying to post photos to prove she's fine. But no one's buying it. I smiled faintly, a small acknowledgement of reality. I didn't need to gloat. Karma wasn't mine. I wasn't orchestrating this. I was simply observing. I thought back to the weeks I spent in despair, feeling powerless. And now, seeing the consequences unfold, I realized the growth I'd gained. I had strength, resilience, and the capacity to watch without being pulled back into her games. At night, I replayed moments in my mind, our laughter, our shared dreams, all tainted by betrayal. I let the memories sit, acknowledging the pain without letting it consume me. Each reflection reminded me why I had chosen distance, why I had chosen self-preservation over emotional entanglement. I called Sarah later. You won't believe it, I said. People are finally noticing what I saw months ago. Lena can't hide it anymore. Good, she replied. About time. But be careful, don't let it drag you back. I won't, I promised. I've learned that lesson. Walking home, I realized that karma wasn't about her suffering. It was about natural consequence. It was the truth asserting itself, and I had no part in creating it. I could simply watch, detached, and focus on my own recovery. For the first time in weeks, I felt calm. I had survived the worst betrayal of my life, and I was learning to observe life without letting the pain dictate my every move. Lena's world was fracturing, yes, but mine was solidifying. I was moving forward step by step. It's no longer a passive participant in her manipulations, and that was enough. I didn't expect her to show up. But there she was, Lena, standing in the doorway, eyes wide, hands trembling. Please, can we talk? she asked, voice soft, almost pleading. I don't know if there's anything left to say, I replied calmly, keeping my distance. Just 5 minutes. I need to explain. I need you to understand me, she said, stepping closer. I understand perfectly, I said, my voice steady. I understand the lies, the betrayal, the secrecy. I understand the truth you tried to hide. And I understand the consequences you now face. Her lips quivered. I never wanted to hurt you. I made mistakes, but I still love you. Don't you see that? I'm asking for forgiveness. I see it, I said softly. I see the words, Lena. I see the fear in your eyes. But words don't erase what's done. Love doesn't erase betrayal. I can change. I can make things right, she insisted, desperation bleeding into her voice. Change isn't about making things right with me, said, shaking my head. It's about taking responsibility. And I've realized, don't need to be a part of your redemption. That's your journey, not mine. She froze, the edge of panic creeping in. I just thought we could work through it. Be together again. Can't, I said calmly. We can't, and I need you to hear this clearly. I am done being emotionally entangled with you. I will not be manipulated again. I will not let your presence control my peace. Her hands dropped to her sides, trembling. So that's it? After everything? That's it, I said. After everything, I am choosing myself. I am choosing my life, my clarity, my freedom, not vengeance, not malice. Just freedom. I don't understand, she whispered, her voice small. You will, I said quietly. Someday, when you face the consequences of your own actions, you'll understand. I'm not cruel. I'm not trying to punish you. I'm trying to release myself. Tears ran down her cheeks. I regret it all. I see now what I've lost, what I've destroyed, please. Just one chance to make it right. You've had your chances, I said gently, but firmly. You had honesty. You had trust. And you chose betrayal. There is nothing left for you to repair with me, only with yourself. Her chest heaved as she tried to speak. But we had so much. All those memories, don't they mean anything to you? They mean what they are, I said softly. Precious memories, but tainted by betrayal. I honor what we had, yes, but I cannot relive it. I cannot stay in a relationship built on lies. Her shoulders slumped. I thought love could fix everything. Love alone never fixes betrayal, I said, stepping back, creating a boundary I would no longer let her cross. It requires honesty, respect, loyalty. You've denied all three. I am moving on. That's the truth. I don't know how to live with this, she said quietly. You'll learn, I replied. Everyone faces their consequences. Yours are yours. I am not yours to manipulate anymore. That chapter is closed. She stayed silent for a moment, tears falling freely now. I never thought I'd lose you like this, she whispered. You never should have risked it, I said simply. The choices were yours. The outcome too, and I am free. I could see her trembling, almost broken, but I felt no satisfaction, no triumph. Only a calm, quiet certainty. I had released the emotional hold she had on me. I had reclaimed myself. I'm sorry, she said, almost a whisper. I truly am. I hear you, I said gently. But words are not enough. I need action, Lena. Not from me, from yourself. Take responsibility. That's the only way you'll heal. She nodded slowly, the fight draining from her. I will try. I promise. Good, I said softly. And now I let go. For both our sakes, I let go of anger, hurt, attachment. I let go of what I cannot change. I stepped past her, out of the doorway, feeling the weight lift from my chest. The evening air hit me, cool and cleansing. I inhaled deeply. I wasn't angry. I wasn't bitter. I was peaceful, free. She called my name once, a faint echo, but I didn't turn back. I learned everything I needed from this about trust, betrayal, resilience, and self-worth. Walking away, I whispered to myself, I am whole. I am free. I am stronger than this pain. I glanced back once, seeing her standing there, fragile and regretful, and I felt compassion, not for the betrayal, not for the lies, but for the person she was, someone who made choices and would have to live with them, and for the first time in what felt like forever. I smiled quietly to myself. I had closure, not from revenge, not from manipulation, not from satisfaction in her pain, but from knowing I had chosen myself, my peace, my life, and that was enough. I sat at my desk, staring at the blank screen. Okay, I muttered to myself. Time to start fresh. Alex leaned against the doorway. Still brooding, or are we finally rebuilding? Rebuilding, I said firmly, shaking my head. No brooding. At least I'm trying. Good, he said, smirking. Because sitting there staring at your phone won't fix anything? I know, I admitted. It's just hard to let go of what we had, even knowing it was fake. You'll get there, he said. One step at a time. Start small. I nodded and turned back to my computer, opening files I'd left unfinished. Hours passed, and for the first time in weeks, I felt productive. A sense of control returned, and it felt good. Later, I met Sarah for coffee. You look better, she said warmly. I can see it in your eyes. Thanks, I said, smiling. I'm learning to focus on me again. My work, my hobbies, life, outside of her lies. That's exactly what you need, she said. And hey, you're not alone. We've got your back. Her support was comforting. I appreciate that, really. Talked about old memories, laughed at silly things, and I realized how much I had neglected my friends. I had let betrayal isolate me. Not anymore. One evening, I picked up my guitar. It's been too long, I muttered, strumming slowly. The music felt different now. Not a way to numb pain, but a way to feel alive. You sound lighter, Alex said when I played for him. I feel lighter, I admitted. I finally understand that holding on to anger only weighs me down. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting it. It means moving forward. I walked past the park where Lena and I used to meet. I paused, remembering laughter, shared dreams, stolen kisses. A pang hit me, but I shook my head. Not anymore, I whispered. I pulled out my phone and deleted photos of us one by one. Each tap was symbolic, a step toward reclaiming my emotional freedom. You're really doing it, Alex said quietly. I have too, I said. It's not about erasing her from my life entirely. It's about erasing her control over me. She doesn't get to dictate my happiness. That night I called Sarah. I think I'm finally healing, I said. I knew you would, she replied. It just takes time and effort. You're stronger than you think. I'm learning that, I said softly. Pain taught me resilience. Betrayal taught me self-respect. And letting go is teaching me peace. Weeks passed. I focused on work, creating new goals, reconnecting with friends, and pursuing my passions. Each small victory, finishing a project, laughing without guilt, playing a song perfectly built momentum. I felt alive again. One evening, I stood by the balcony, overlooking the city lights. I survived, I whispered. I've grown. I've healed. I'm free. Alex appeared beside me. You look different, confident, at peace. I feel it, I said. And that's enough. I've learned that forgiveness isn't always for the other person. Sometimes it's for you. Letting go doesn't mean weakness. It means strength. Sarah called again, laughing. I saw a post today you looked happy. Really happy. I'm proud of you, thanks, I said, smiling. It's a bittersweet feeling. I miss parts of what we had, but I don't miss the pain. I'm reclaiming my life. I walked past our old meeting spot one last time. The memories lingered, but they didn't hurt anymore. I whispered to myself, goodbye, Lena. Goodbye, the past. Hello, me. For the first time in months, I felt completely whole. I had rebuilt my life not because of her, not in spite of her, but because I chose to. I had strength, friends, purpose, and peace. I turned away from the past and smiled quietly. Life was still ahead, full of possibility. And this time, I was free to live it fully, without chains. I sat alone on my balcony, the city lights twinkling below me. Alex called from the kitchen. "You still brooding, or actually reflecting this time?" "Reflecting," I replied, letting a small smile slip. "I'm thinking about everything, all the mistakes, all the lessons." "Don't let the past drag you down," he said, leaning against the doorway. "You've come a long way." "I know," I admitted. "But it's strange. I still feel the sting sometimes, the echoes of betrayal." I see Lena's face, her lies, and for a moment anger flares up. "That's normal," Alex said. "You're human, but it doesn't define you. You survived it. You're stronger now." "I survived," I whispered. "And I've learned more than I ever expected. About trust, about love, about myself. I used to believe love was enough to fix everything. I was wrong." "Yeah?" Alex asked, curious. "I was vulnerable," I continued. "I trusted too easily, ignored the red flags, let my attachment blind me. But those mistakes taught me resilience. They taught me that self-respect is more important than someone else's approval." "Exactly," Alex said, nodding. "And that's the part most people miss. Strength isn't avoiding pain. It's surviving it and growing from it." I leaned back, thinking of Lena. I see her now, with anger, not with desire for revenge, but with clarity. She's still struggling, still tangled in her own lies, her own consequences. And I don't have to care. I've released that hold. "That's freedom," Sarah called from her phone. "Hey, just checking in. How's my favorite survivor doing?" "Better," I said. "I'm learning to appreciate peace over pain. To forgive not for her, but for me. To let go not because it's easy, but because it's necessary." "That's powerful," she said. "I can see it in you. You're different. Calm. Wiser. You've transformed." "I feel it," I said. "Every day, a little more. I don't carry her lies anymore. I don't carry the heartbreak. I carry the lessons. And they're mine to keep." Alex chuckled. "You're practically a philosopher now." "Who would have thought?" I laughed softly. "Maybe, but life doesn't give us lessons politely. It hits hard, and we either break or grow. I chose growth." I thought about the moments I used to replay, the laughter, the dreams, the betrayals. "Those memories don't hurt anymore," I said quietly. "They remind me of what I survived, what I overcame. They remind me that I can trust myself, even when others fail me." "And Lena?" Alex asked. "She faced her own path," I said. "Her struggles are no longer my concern. I wish her clarity, not pain. But my peace, that's mine." I gazed at the city below, letting the cool breeze settle over me. I've learned to recognize manipulation, to value honesty, to protect my heart. And most importantly, I've learned that survival isn't just enduring, it's thriving afterward. Sarah's voice came softly through the line. "I'm proud of you. You've come so far." "Thanks," I said. "I've learned that vulnerability isn't weakness. Mistakes aren't shameful. Heartbreak isn't the end. It's a beginning. Every scar, every lesson, they're proof of survival, proof of growth, proof of strength."
Alex
nudged me. "Ready to leave the past completely behind?" I smiled, feeling it in my bones. "Yes, I've let go. I've reflected. I've learned. And now I step forward. Stronger, wiser, free." And in that quiet moment, I realized something profound. The past had shaped me, but it didn't define me. The future was mine, untouched, untangled, and fully alive. I whispered to the night, "This is my life, my lessons, my freedom."